Hello, welcome to my APWH History Prevail. Today we're talking about the medieval Europe, the Renaissance, and the Reformation. We first talk about some religion thing, but not the Christianity, instead the Judaism. Both Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are the Abrahamic religions, and Judaism is the oldest one, back 3,500 years in today's Palestine. The Torah, the Hebrew Bible, includes the words of the Moses, the first 5 books of the Old Testament, and the Talmud is a holy text includes the religious law. The synagogues have rabbis and cantors. Orthodox are more conservative, which know as a Hasidic, and kosher. And Jewish holiday include Rosh Hashanah, the New Year, the Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, and Passover. After 70 CE, Sieg of Jerusalem under Roman Emperor Titus, and he exiled the Jewish. The Jewish diaspora happened. The Christianity might be more familiar to the people living in Western world. The Jesus, the Son of God to Christians, was a Jewish. He died in his 30s in the 30 CE. Hence there is Julian and Gregorian calendars. The Christians faced persecution under the polytheistic Romans until Emperor Constantine Edict of Milan in 476. Christians also read the New Testament in their Bible, but only Catholic obey with 7 sacraments. The Protestants emerged after Martin Luther's 1905 thesis in 1517, I believe. Also, the Orthodox Church might not be as familiar as Catholic and Protestant, but that is actually more similar to Catholic, but more emerged in Russia or Ukraine. Well, Polish, even though they are Slavic, but they believe in Catholic. Now we're going to the Middle Time or the Middle Age. The start of this period is from the end of the Rome. In 800s, the Charlemagne united much of the Europe and became the first emperor of Holy Roman Empire. However, we know that Voltaire once said this famous joke: "The Holy Roman Empire is not holy, not Roman, nor an empire." The hierarchy of feudal Europe was monarchs, lords, knights, and the peasants, and serfs at the bottom. In 1215, the England law Magna Carta first limited the monarch's power, and then formed the House of Parliament for the representation. In the 14th century, the Europeans entered the Hundred Years' War from the 1337 to 1453, the bubonic plague, and a little ice age. So the development of Europe in this period is much slower than this land-based empire in China, in Asia, like China, or in Middle East, like Abbasid dynasty. The Crusades and the Holy War aftermath. In the Great Schism in 1054, the Christian Church split into Roman Catholic based in Rome and Eastern Orthodox based in Constantinople. The Muslim force conquered the Iberian Peninsula in 711. In the Crusades, the Muslim and Christians fought for control of the Holy Land, which is Jerusalem. The Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II and the Muslim sacked the Constantinople in 1453, and thereafter controlled the East, and Spain King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella and the Christians seized the Granada in 1492, and thereafter controlled the West. There were 2 domination friars around the turn of the 15th century, one in Seville, the Thomas de Torquemada, tortured Jewish and Muslim who would not convert to Christians, and another in Florence, Girolamo Savonarola, I believe that is speak like that, was ordering the destruction of the immoral art in the bonfire of the Vanities. Moving forward, we have the Renaissance. After 1/3 of European population died from the bubonic plague, people start to make the most life on earth and not just work towards the afterlife. They revived the Greek and Roman classic art, literature, the philosophy, and appreciation of the human form. The Florence was a city-state among the Italian states and the heart of the Renaissance. Italian states were the leaders, but HRE, Spain, French, England, and the Low Countries also contributed to the changes, like Gutenberg's 1440 invention of the printing press, the Miguel Cervantes' novel Don Quixote, the Louvre, the Shakespeare's play, and the Flemish artist's painting of everyday life. All of this include in the Renaissance. One of very important family in the Renaissance period is the Medici family. During the 15th century, the Medicis replaced the Hanseatic League of Germany as the most important bankers and merchants in Europe. They were also patrons of the arts, the leaders of city and church. The Medici popes, the Leo X and the Clement VII, squandered their family fortune and attempted to selling indulgences. The division and infighting among the Italian states and the Italian families made them vulnerable to invasion. The army of the Holy Roman Empire swore to protect the church, but ironically sacked the sacred city of Rome in 1527 and expelled Pope Clement VII. This marked the end of the Medici rule and the Italian Renaissance. We now need to talk a little bit about the Niccolo Machiavelli. So Machiavelli is the father of the political science. He wrote The Prince in early 16th century after he lost power in the Florentine Republic, his work being published after his death. The Machiavellianism is ability to be cunningness, manipulative, and drive to use whatever means necessary to gain power. There is also many famous writer, poet, and artists in Renaissance time, includes Ghiberti, who designed the door of the Florentine baptistry, and Brunelleschi designed the Cathedral Dome. The Raphael's Pieta Donatello and Michelangelo's David is classical works in this period. The almighty Da Vinci has completed many classic work. The Petrarch and Shakespeare led to different type of the sonnets. We also have the Tudors dynasty in England. In 1521, Pope Leo X named Henry VIII the defender of the faith for his defense of the seven sacraments. But in 1534, Pope Paul III excommunicated him after his break from the church with the Act of Supremacy. Henry VIII had married Catherine of Aragon. They had one child, Mary, and many miscarriages. Seeking a male heir, Henry asked for a divorce but was denied. Henry VIII still started the Church of England or Anglican Church, so he could marry Anne Boleyn, who was already pregnant with his second child, Elizabeth, but Anne Boleyn was executed for supposed adultery. Henry tried with 6 wives to have a son, Edward IV. His son by his third wife, Jane Seymour, who only lived to age 15. He annulled his marriage to his fourth wife, German woman Anne of Cleves, and he died before he could have children with his sixth and final wife, Catherine Parr. The 100 Years' War began because there was no rightful heir to the throne of France. England fought many wars for the same reason. After Elizabeth I, who had no children, Elizabeth's Scottish cousin James I took over and started the Stuart line. The final part of our video today is the Protestant Reformation. In 1517, the Luther's 95 Theses posted his angry, including his opposition to the sale of the indulgences on the door of the Wittenberg Church. In 1521, Luther was excommunicated by Pope Leo X and convinced of heresy by Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. Saxony Prince Frederick protected him. He spoke of the salvation by the faith alone and make Bible as the ultimate authority. His opinions were refreshing to Christians disillusioned with the Church. Geneva became a theocracy, and the Swiss government has run smoothly but strictly for centuries. Scotsman John Knox learned from John Calvin and brought the Reformed Church back to his home country as the Presbyterianism. The Anabaptists pushed for a more austere life, which both Catholic and Protestant opposed. Charles V could not fight off these reformers because he was fighting the Muslims in Vienna, so he and German princes agreed to the 1555 Peace of Augsburg and granted religious freedom and tolerance to Protestants as well as Catholics.